Hey everyone, this is Laura Gdenik with Laura Gdenik Astrology, and I'm here to give you the astrology for the weeks of November 27th through December 10th, 2023. And I'm also a therapist, so I try to put a therapeutic spin on the transits and how to work with them so that you are in your full agency as much as possible. And please like, subscribe, leave a comment. I'd love to hear how the astrology is impacting you and how it's showing up for you, and also if you have any questions. And with that, I'll get started. So today, Monday the 27th, we have a full moon in Gemini, opposite Mars, which Mars is in Sagittarius. And we have Mercury making a square to Neptune. So this feels like a little bit messy of a day. Mercury, Neptune often brings about confusion, miscommunication, emails getting lost, even things like deceit or deception, even if it's accidental, maybe mixed in with that miscommunication element. There could be tech or travel breakdowns. It kind of feels like a mini Mercury retrograde. And you might have even noticed this yesterday on Sunday, the 26th. So it could be about, trying to clear the air about something that isn't true, that's been spreading around, or maybe you have to have a clarifying conversation with someone. Maybe you're feeling confused about what you think about something or how you're feeling. It's not necessarily a time to find clarity. It could be a good day to seek clarity, but you might not find it until later in the week. There's also kind of a daydreaminess to this aspect and a need for mental escape. So really great day, watch a movie, read a book, do something that gets you into another realm and out of kind of linear thinking or kind of linear life. And that's going to be different for everyone, right? Neptune is a planet about altered states. So, there might be the propensity for if you're someone who struggles with addiction, this might be a more difficult day for you. Neptune rules over things like drugs and alcohol. So do we escape with drugs and alcohol, or can we find an escape through something else? Music, meditation, dance, something that gets you into more of a flow state. So that's happening Monday. And then there's this full moon in Gemini opposite Mars. Full moons bring something to light. Full moons illuminate something. Mars is a planet about severing or breaking away or going your own way, and independence. So this might be something's coming to full light around something that needs to break away or sever, or maybe something's not working. And it could be highlighting a conflict as well. Mars does rule over conflict. So maybe something coming to light, or full light, there's more awareness around a conflict. And it could be related to this Mercury square Neptune, around a misperceived situation or story, or it could be totally separate. But yeah, it feels a little messy on Monday. It gets a little more clarifying once Mercury moves into Capricorn Friday, December 1st. That Mercury rules the mind. Capricorn is a planet about sustainability, the long term, thinking about the future, thinking about building something. So this really turns our mind towards those things, towards the long haul, towards productivity and work, and the work we must do to build the thing that we're wanting to build. So Mercury will be in Capricorn for quite some time, because Mercury will be retrograding in this sign later, which I'll get to in the next video. So Mercury moves into Capricorn December 1st, and then on Saturday the 2nd, Mercury immediately makes a sextile to Saturn. Sextiles are supportive and easy and brings out the positive qualities of a planet, and then Saturn, which can sometimes have more negative or difficult, challenging implications. When in positive aspect to Saturn brings out this commitment, this ability to sustain and work through and have patience and So this really brings about more of a productive mind, the ability to get things done easier, apply your mind to more difficult mental tasks. You might even have more serious and real conversations with people that are about like the nitty-gritty or something more serious. And you might even feel the desire to take on more responsibility for something, like thinking about like, what do I value and what do I want to take responsibility for? So, okay, and then Sunday, December 3rd, Venus in Libra makes a square to Pluto. Venus rules over relationships, love, pleasure, joy, connection, the things that make life sweet. And Pluto's about getting to the bottom of something, revealing something that needs air, needs light. So this could be bring up an intensity in relationships, and there might be things coming up to the surface that need to be looked at or discussed or negotiated. Maybe new agreements or terms need to be developed between you and someone else. If there are any power dynamics in a relationship, this transit will highlight those. And it could also bring about more intense erotic connections. I mean, Venus, goddess of love and pleasure, and then Pluto also can indicate topics like sex. So definitely more of an intense erotic vibe on this day. This is also important because Venus on Wednesday, I believe, I think I missed that, Wednesday the 29th, is passing over the south node of the moon in Libra. And this is where we just had an eclipse a couple of weeks ago in October. And eclipses are, where eclipses happen indicate where major changes are happening or undergoing. And eclipses are changes that happen over the course of 18 months. It's like an 18-month cycle. And so we're experiencing changes with regards to the parts of our chart that have Libra on the cusp, as well as Aries, the opposite sign of Libra. So anyway, all this to say, the fact that Venus is passing over the south node of the moon suggests that this week, this moment when Venus does so, around Wednesday the 29th, but also even like a week before, a week after, transits don't always have their culminating effect on the exact day of the transit. It can often be a couple days before, a couple days after. The fact that Venus is going over this point suggests that something important is happening right now with regards to Venus things, like with regards to specifically what you're letting go of. So letting go of what are Venus things, the ways that you might be relating to people that don't feel true or authentic or that are reflective of your values or your needs. It could be the way you relate to pleasure, to, if you're overindulging in something, right? Like food, sex, jewelry, you have a buying problem. This is going to highlight the things that we need to let go of that are indulgent or too much or aren't truly serving us or aren't truly satisfying the part of us that is looking for joy. So Sunday, December 3rd, when Venus makes this square to Pluto, it might be a continuation of this story of what we're letting go of, and doing a deep dive and investigating what our values are, what we need in relationships. Are we, showing up in relationships in such a way that we're meeting our needs, right? There's also a really good transit to kind of investigate your patterns in relationships and kind of what you're doing to instigate those patterns or perpetuate them. And the unconscious behaviors that you might be engaging in that is creating a part of your reality, right? We're not like solely victims of this world. We're not solely victims of fate or of other people and their actions. Maybe sometimes we are, right? Like if we get randomly like hit by a car or something like that. But often our experiences, it's an interplay of other people and us, the way that we're showing up, the way that we are behaving in maybe even micro ways that we're not even aware of, that is creating a dynamic that impacts the way that we're feeling. So really good day to investigate those behavior patterns that you have in relationships, what your needs and values are. How do you really want to experience fun and joy and pleasure? What's going to help you get there? Okay, and then Monday the 4th, Venus heads into Scorpio. She is in detriment in Scorpio, meaning that she can kind of struggle in the sign of Scorpio sometimes. Sometimes this is kind of a continuation of that theme of Venus square Pluto. There might be relationship issues that come up to the surface, need to be looked at. Scorpio can sometimes, the maybe more negatives of the sign, can be very suspicious of something, of other people. So it could even, you might be looking too into a dynamic or too much into a situation and, making assumptions based on information that's not necessarily accurate, but Venus and Scorpio could be like reading into a dynamic or the way someone said something or the way this person acted towards you and take it personally, take it wrongly, feel betrayed, feel unloved or uncared for. So once again, it's a good idea to, while Venus is in Scorpio for the next several weeks, to kind of question or always question the stories that are happening in your mind around how you're feeling and around how other people are impacting you or making you feel. Let's see. Yeah, Venus in Scorpio is, this is about being real and honest in relationships. Sex might become more of a theme or topic right now. While Venus is in Scorpio, Scorpio is a sign that rules over the genitals. So classically, it also has a lot to do with sex. Venus is also the goddess of sex and sexual pleasure. So sex might become more intimate, more important during this time, more pronounced. And yeah, Venus in Scorpio also has this like intense loyalty to the people that she loves. And so there might be kind of a deepening of relationship, a deepening of connection with the people that you love, and more of an honesty of that. Okay, Tuesday the 5th, Venus makes a beautiful trine to Saturn. This brings about stability in relationships. This gives structure. This might be an easeful yet serious look at the future with someone else, maybe a partner, maybe looking at what's working, what's not working, being pretty pragmatic and honest and real, but it feels very stabilizing and grounding. So that's really nice. Thursday, December 7th, Mercury in Capricorn makes a lovely trine to Jupiter. This feels like an opportunity or maybe a conversation that provides an opportunity. Jupiter is a planet about abundance, peace, healing, opportunities. Mercury, once again, is the mind, conversation, commerce. So it could even be like if you're a type of person that sells things, you might have a good day, like in your store or like on your online store. You might make good money on this day. Generally speaking, this feels like you might have a conversation that is opportunistic or just generally an uplifting mindset. You might hear some good news, have a greater sense of security since these two planets are in earth signs, and earth signs are very concerned with security. So yeah, it feels like a really nice day. Saturday the 9th, excuse me, Venus in Scorpio makes an opposition to Jupiter. So these are the two benefics coming together, or benefics, I should say. And so oppositions are more tense aspects and can bring out the negatives of benefics sometimes. So, well, first of all, what's the positive of this? So this feels like a day of lots of joy, lots of pleasure, satisfaction, connection, good time to be in relationships. You might feel especially connected to people, but also this might be a day of indulgence. You might not be as pragmatic or practical. You might spend too much money, or eat too many sweets to where you're feeling like you have a stomach ache, or all the ways that overindulgence might be harmful could happen on this day. So, if you're someone who rarely overindulges, I'd say this is a good day to, maybe indulge a little bit. Maybe that's good for your mental health. Maybe that's something that would be good for your spirit. If you're someone who struggles with overindulgence, then I would say watch out for this transit. Be careful, take care. So yeah, that is the astrology for the next couple of weeks. I hope this was useful. As always, please reach out with any questions. Like, subscribe, comment, helps the channel to grow. I'm open for consultations. You can reach out to me at consultation@lauragadenic.com. Otherwise, I'll be back in a couple of weeks with another astrological update, and I hope you have a gentle next couple of weeks. Take care.